From Prairie Lodge, this is the Sun City Report, a program to keep you up to date on what's happening in Sun City, Huntley. Your host is your fellow Sun City resident, WGN's Orion Samuelson.
Hello again, and welcome to this edition of Sun City Report. I'm Orion Samuelson, your neighbor here in Sun City, spending the next few minutes bringing you up to date on what's happening in our community and also what's happening in the village of Huntley. Dave Johnson, the village manager of Huntley, will be with us. If you're wondering what's happening to Highway 47 and that widening project, we'll talk about that. And then Bill Pinnock, who is executive director of Sun City Community Association, will talk about a lot of activity here. And then we're going to talk to Cynthia O'Connor. She's the lifestyle director of the Sun City Community Association. So I'm going to learn just as you are, and I hope I ask the questions that you would have asked. Let's start by saying hello and welcome to Bill Pinnock. Good to see you again, Bill.
You too, Orion. Thank you.
Busy time here in the community?
The winter gives us a chance to plan a little bit for the busy time, which probably starts up in March. So we're doing the planning stages right now and trying to put together the plans to execute the 2010 budget. So,
well, let's talk about the question a lot of people have, the conversion of Prairie Lodge and some of the changes at Meadowview Lodge. Let's start with the Prairie Lodge. Where are we at the moment?
Okay, the Prairie Lodge is part of what we call the sales center conversion. There's 4 phases. The first phase is already up and completed. That would have been the cold storage facility right off of Del Webb Boulevard. That was part of the transition steering committee identified the need for storage space, not only for the association, but for some of the charter clubs that we have on the property. That was completed last fall. The second phase has been underway since about mid-December. That was the upgrade and the renovation of the so-and-so's room to take that back up to the original footprint from the developer, included some upgraded lighting and some other things. There's actually 3 components of phase 2. That was the first component. The second component is almost complete over at Meadowview Lodge, which was a redesign and renovation of the member services area to give the member services desk a little bit more visibility and exposure when people come into the door or else come through the side door at Meadowview. The third component of phase 2 will be the renovation and redesign of the Prairie Lodge fitness desk, which will take the desk and center it more in the fitness area. We'll create an additional 100 or so square feet of space available for some equipment in the fitness center area, but also give the associates that are on duty a little bit more control over the area. That should start sometime mid-February to late February and hopefully be done the first quarter of 2010.
So you have a lot going on.
Well, that includes that phase 3 and phase 4 basically have to do with the sales center.
Okay.
And right now the phase 3 is the design center area, which will be converted to staff offices to give some of the associates and some of the staff that deal with the members on a daily basis, to give them that area. And then phase 4 would be the remaining offices that the developer has now, and reconvert that into a multi-purpose room, a large meeting room, which is desperately needed right now. Phase 3 and phase 4 are dictated on when Pulte pulls out as far as their last sale.
And we still don't have a date.
Anywhere from next week to 2 or 3 years from now. So it's all based on sales pace and their decision to pull out.
And as you say, we don't know when that could happen,
right.
when the
right.
economy finally turns around. You know, I have to ask a quick question since I'm not handy with a needle or a sewing machine. I've never been in the sew and sew area.
It's one of the charter clubs.
So that's being redone.
That's correct. It was expanded a little bit, and then the lighting was upgraded.
Ah, okay. Now, let's talk about what's going to happen on the roof of Prairie Lodge, because this I find we're going to put a railroad car up there?
We're going to put a unit the size of a railroad car up there. Hopefully it was seamless to the membership, and as far as a piece of equipment failing, it probably couldn't have failed at a better time. But last fall, what we call the pool pack, which is on top of the roof of Prairie Lodge and conditions the air in the indoor pool facility, We knew it had a leak in one of its coils, and luckily it was right around the latter part of September. The unit failed. The unit itself is in 2 different stages. So the part that failed was represented about 60% of the operation. We were lucky enough that we didn't have the humid conditions outside, so we've been able to limp through with the other 40%. But the unit itself is going to be replaced in probably May or June of 2010. It's a $250,000 piece of equipment. It takes about 12 weeks. Obviously, they don't keep those things on stock anywhere, so we have to order it specially. It takes about a 12-week delivery time. Once it arrives, it'll take us about 2 weeks to install it, and the installation will include structural analysis of this building to make sure that the building can hold the additional weight of the new unit. So what we're going to do is we'll close down the indoor pool for our annual routine maintenance we normally do in August. We'll do that when the unit arrives, so we don't have to close the pool twice in the same year. And the good news is those type of units now are so energy efficient that we should save approximately 30% of our natural gas bill here in Prairie Lodge, which if you do the payback on that, it's a 7 to 9 year payback based on the gas usage. So we're excited. It's a lot greener and a lot more environmentally friendly.
So you're planning to do that after the outside pools have opened so that they
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
All right. In our remaining time, let's talk about Board of Directors, if you could, because we had an election last fall. Where do we stand with the new directors, and when did they take office?
Last fall, we had 3 open slots, and we had 4 candidates, 2 incumbents, and then 2 at-large candidates. And for the first time ever, the association, through their election committee, conducted online electronic voting, e-voting. It did not really raise our participation level, but 77% of the votes that were cast online. The 2 incumbents were reelected. That's Pat Oakley and Jerry Kirshner. And the new member of the board is Bill Zaletti. All 3 took their new positions on January 1st of 2010.
7-member board, and refresh me on the meeting schedule. How often do they?
Meeting schedule is the board meets twice a month. The 3rd Wednesday of every month is the regular board meeting, and then the first Wednesday of the month is what we call the committee of the whole meeting, which is a board work session.
And what about public attendance?
Public is invited and encouraged to attend all the regular scheduled board meetings, which is the 3rd Wednesday of the month.
But we're in 2010, so we have another election coming up.
That's correct. This coming fall, we'll have 4 open board spots. The board is staggered, so it goes 4 and 3, 2-year terms.
And if somebody is interested in running for a board position, give me an idea what they have to do.
Look for the Lifestyles magazine, and we have a candidate packet that they can pick up. And it's a relatively thorough process. The board itself, it's a time commitment. The board has a fiduciary responsibility to make sure that the association is run properly, and it's a nonprofit corporation with a $9 million budget. So we're looking for good, strong candidates.
Finally, I mean, snow is out here, but I'm looking forward to spring. We're going to see the beautiful floral displays and everything that attracted Gloria and me to buy out here?
Yes. No change in the plan.
Okay.
If anything, we're going to be looking at putting more color out there this year. We've had some comments about some of the plantings have lacked the luster they have in previous years. So, we're going to see what we can do with no guarantees. We're going to see what we can do within budget to, make the property look as beautiful as it can be.
Bill, thank you for the update. We'll have to do this every once in a while, particularly as the spring and summer go on. It's going to be interesting. I want to be here to see the railroad car go up on the roof. Okay.
Okay.
That's our visit with the Executive Director of the Sun City Community Association, Bill Pinnock, joining us here on this edition of Sun City Report, and we'll be back with our next guest in a moment.
This has been the Sun City Report on the Sun City web portal. Your host has been WGN's Orion Samuelson.